Why not? Okay, now it's recording. Haha, well, welcome to One Piece Chapter 174, titled Mark III. On our cover story arc, we're still back in the past, the origins of Mads and of a lot of the top scientific minds in the current world of One Piece. Here we see Caesar Clown and Queen and Judge Vinsmoke duking it out. Three bitter rivals in the perpetual war to be number 2 behind Vegapunk, I suppose. Also, I'm surprised this is only volume 30. It feels like this Germa-focused cover page arc has been going on for so long now. For a while, it was like super relevant to the current plot, learning about Pudding getting kidnapped by Blackbeard and stuff. But now it's kind of like, what is the end result of all this fighting in the past? We already know that these factions have animosity towards each other, but at any given time, we could learn like some really bombshell information about the projects they worked on, the manifestations of which are still relevant today, like the clone of Stussy. Will we find out about other clones? Okay, so there's a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of crazy stuff going on. Pacifista 3, number 41, we saw various Kuma Pacifista wandering around Egghead Island. Presumably they were like the police of the island, basically. They were the ones that tried to stop Luffy and co from stealing food. Which bothers me, because they basically live in post-scarcity. Why is Vegapunk even charging for food? But whatever, we get another awesome shot of the Fabrio phase. I just think this is one of the most fun environments in all of One Piece. I like that there's kind of video gamey elements too. Like there's this big interface that has like a D-pad on it. Something that kind of looks like a fidget spinner. But yeah, they don't really understand these government people. We see here that it seems like this Kuma can use some form of the pawpaw fruit. It's not really clear what he's extracting, but something comes out of his palms, like the pawpaw fruit. Normally he's pushing stuff out of other people. I don't know. It's forming some sort of shield. Powers are those. The bubble shield. The ultimate protection. The Pacifista Mark III. Cease resistance and free to protecting building 2. Okay, so the bubble shield. So this is just yet another new thing. That it has nothing to do with the pawpaw fruit, I guess. Okay, interesting. The fact that they're freaking out about this being the ultimate protection. Don't forget about the Seraphim. The Seraphim seem way stronger than this. But who knows? This is again the role of these random CP0 black suits, is to just get owned. Who's giving it orders? Pacifistas can't act on their own. So I feel like these guys, though, are just kind of programmed to serve some role in the Fabrio phase, right? Like the one that was chasing Luffy for stealing food. It wasn't told to do that. That's just what it's programmed to do, right? There's no one giving it direct orders. It just has like an overall mission that it's always executing. Anyways, Sentomaru, not dead, hanging out. This dude with a boombox head I absolutely love, down in the bottom right. Trying to get in contact with people in the Labo phase, unsuccessfully. But Sentomaru out-prioritizes CP0. Oh, but the friggin' 5 Elder dude is here. J. Garcia Saturn. I almost forgot. It's like, why are we even focusing on this stuff? Show me the 5 Emperor, or the 5 Elders. Luffy promising again to take Vegapunk off the island. Maybe it keeps looping its communication, prevents from getting updates. Guess I'm a rebel now too. Ooh, okay. All 50 of the Mark III Pacifistas. Your duty is to see them off safely. Okay. Round 2. So another faction comes into play. The weaponized potential of Egghead Island is being fully realized in order to save Vegapunk. Back in the Labo phase, Bonnie and her Labo the Monitor here. Yeah, Luffy was trying to track down Bonnie and Central Vegapunk, who met up. And currently, Bonnie is probably having a little Kuma flashback, I'd imagine. Stepping into and being absorbed by Kuma's memories. Okay, sure. Zoro and Brook come back. The fight with the Pacifista is over. Stussy wiped out the CP0 main fighters. Brace yourself for this. The disappearance of the Stella. Loss of control of the frontier zone. You're no longer able to leave the Labo phase. Alright. They gotta find main Vegapunk, who may be in Kuma Flashback Land 2, but they're able to locate Bonnie on the monitors, but not Vegapunk, which is very strange. Okay, this is interesting. So we have two very definite goals. Fix the Frontier Dome so you can get off the island. And then find Vegapunk, who they're supposed to be getting off the island with. And then in the midst of this, there's all sorts of potential antagonists. CP0 kind of looking like chumps, but the Pacifista could get reactivated by friggin' Jake Garcia. Which, by the way, what a crazy name. Named after the guy from the Grateful Dead. That sounds like Oda has been saving this name. I could see Oda being a big Grateful Dead guy. Okay. I'm like kind of seeing how the arc will unfold, but I'm not really sure still. It feels like there's still kind of some levels of intrigue that we haven't sussed out. Normally I'd have a view of everything in the lab. However, after the damage the Seraphim caused earlier, some of the cam snails have lost consciousness. Okay. Fallen unconscious outside the cam snails. View. Alright. Nami, of course, going to go steal stuff. Stussy, who now has her full allegiance to Vegapunk on display. Helping out too. Sanji, of course, huge pervert. Some old guy with his head chopped in two, you said? Yeah, no good. He'd better stay still. I'm always at max effort. I haven't even thought about Water 7 in ages. Hope Ice Guy's doing well. That's nice. If that's just a little throwaway line to have them be a little nostalgic about these guys that they beat way back when and that whole adventure, that's fine. But I wonder, is this hinting at something? Because there is a way in which Iceberg could be really relevant again, which is with the ancient weapons and the ancient blueprint for Neptune? Neptune? That's the ancient weapon that has blueprints, right? Okay. Meanwhile, baby Vegapunk getting bullied by Bonnie. She wants to see Kuma's memories. And here he is, childhood Kuma, crying in a field. I like how this is presented. The shadowy figures, this kind of poetically empty grass. It feels really like a vision. It feels like something from Evangelion or something, deep in the internality of the mind, really seeing not just the actual physical space, but how Kuma remembers it. Why can't I get a closer look? Die anyways. Watching her father be brutally beaten. That's just a child. That's rough. But what the heck is going on? Where are they? Is this why Vegapunk didn't want her to look? Is it just because it's so brutal and traumatic? Or is it more about the secrets? Okay, she dives out. Kuma is once again climbing the red wall. Real Kuma, not Pacifista. Real Kuma. I just want to see the honest to God Kuma flashback. I don't care if it lasts a volume. We've had volume long flashbacks before. This one has a lot to cover, you know? We got Kuma as some browbeaten child. Don't know what's going on there. Kuma eventually becomes king of a nation. Kuma falsely misaligned as a tyrant. Kuma has Bonnie as a kid. All of these in some order. Kuma links up with Vegapunk and agrees to undertake experimental cyborgification. Excuse me. Kuma works with the revolutionaries. Kuma fully cyborgified, deployed deep undercover at the government as a Shichibukai. 7 major plot points that need to be connected. Those dots need to be sequenced and connected. That's a solid volume right there. That would be so hype too, because just the other extremely hype characters associated with these plot points. This is something I can bear. Or sorry, this isn't something I can bear. Kuma joke! And then her brief memory of her father smiling. Can't move on unless I know the truth. The different... This is Pythagoras walking around. Meanwhile, Morgans. This insane freak. Dude, I love Morgans in the news coups and stuff. I think that's just so brilliant. Like, first off, the idea that there's seagulls that deliver you newspapers. What fun. That's just fun world building, right? And the fact that there are newspapers and Nami reads the paper and can tell them about various world building lore and stuff, and or wanted posters are in the paper, blah, blah, blah. All very functional, all very good. Then, like, 500 chapters later, 700 chapters later, whenever Whole Cake is, the revelation that the newspaper is run by a giant bird, which is just hilarious, just amazing, hilarious. And then you realize that this isn't just some neutral party. This isn't just some, like, facet of the world that serves, like, this plot purpose of a way for our characters to get informed. No, this is a guy with an agenda. This is someone who isn't totally aligned with the world government. This is somebody who's making his own moves and having his own influence on the world. So, it's just so exciting. So he found out they're trying to assassinate Vegapunk. It's the Ohara incident all over again. Vegapunk's a beloved figure, the man whose energy development brought light to every town in the world. Straw Hat Luffy, Emperor of the Sea, wages all-out war with Navy at Egg Hunt, holding Vegapunk hostage. Oof. Big spin. Realizing that he is the one that can spin this in favor of the government and expecting a big payday for the government. Morgan is so scrupulous. Sometimes he's on our side, sometimes he's needling at the government, and then sometimes he's using that as leverage to say, hey, I could make this really bad for you. Pay up so I can spin this favorably. Motherfucker. This fucking guy. Whoa! Holy hell. This is where Vivi ended up? Morgans has what in the fuck? And also Waphole? For no reason? Taking Vivi makes a lot of sense, right? Because they were trying to kill her at the Reverie. They pinned the killing of her on Sabo, right? I'm remembering this right? But I assumed that it was the world government kidnapped her, tried to wipe her out, whatever. I didn't actually assume she would be dead. But instead, it was Morgans that saved Vivi? Bawling your eyes out yesterday, little girl. Yeah, so they're hiding out from the world government. I have no idea why they took Waphole. Taking Vivi makes some amount of sense, because I think they were trying to kill her at the Reverie. Again, unclear why. Maybe related to Ancient Weapon Pluto. Probably. Crazy. Okay, let's just wait for next week, I guess. I don't know what the hell else to say. This is insane. Okay. We'll see. By the way, look at how terrifying Kirby is right now. We'll see. Okay, bye.